what's up guys, it's Benjamin Stolmeis here, back again, doing a new video. In today's video, we're kind of doing something a tiny bit different. I'm not going to be doing PvP or anything on my Ice Wizard, but ever since I started doing PvP on this channel, more specifically my Ice PvP series, I would get the occasional comment of people asking me, hey, what's your stats? What sort of gear do you like? Can you ever showcase it in a video? And so today's video, I'm doing that. So I'm going to be showcasing my gear setup, where to get everything, and my stats. And I also will be showing my deck. My deck, so much I'm not really proud of. I need to fix it a lot. So, you know, that will change a tiny bit. But, and I understand if this video isn't for everyone. Typically, I don't like to watch these sort of videos, just because I'm not really into stats and everything. But I know some of you guys are. And some of you guys are curious, but if you don't want to watch this video, I completely understand. I will see you either tomorrow or Thursday with a new video, and I should be doing something a bit different that day, so see you then. But if you want to see my stats and everything and my setup, well, here we go. Without further ado, we're just going to get right into it. Alright, so I will be telling you where to get everything. And I will want to say this really quickly, is that I do kind of stick to what's easy for me to get. I don't have every sort of possible little advantage that I could have. I know there's like certain gear that gives me like one more damage or one more resist in this sort of category. But the reason why I have this setup is because it's easier for me to get. And I don't like to spend a lot of time grinding my my time out trying to get all the gear in the game. So I do only have like the stuff that's kind of easier for me to get. And I will be telling you where to get everything. So I have the Kakapatra hat, which this is dropped from the Krakatopia Exotic Duel. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm pretty sure most of you know. But the reason why I use this one over the Undying Malister one is just because it's the one I got first. I think the Undying Malister one is actually, I think, technically for Ice Wizards, the best one. I don't actually know for a fact, but I think the Undying Malister one's probably the better one. But I did get this one just because, you know, it was easy to get. It's one fight. You don't have to do 3 fights, you know, that first boss and then Shane and then Malister. You just have to do Kakapatra, which Kakapatra... Now, the Bone Smasher robe is what I like using. I would tell you the reason why I like using this over the Malister robe. And there's a kind of 2 reasons. One, the health. The health gives me 1,000 health. I like that, especially as an Ice Wizard. You kind of play more tankish anyways. But also, and what really sells me on it, is the bubble. The bubble is what I kind of wanted to get out of this, because if you're going against like a Fire Wizard, sometimes they go for bubble control, and bubble control is very important in PvP matches. So that is why I actually have the Bone Smasher robe. It's just because it gives a bubble, gives more health. But I think the Undying Malister robe is technically better. I think it gives like 2 more resist or something like that. Now the boots. Now the boots are kind of like whatever you want to use. Like, I would stick with whatever you can get. But the Icy Paradox boots, which is the new 130 boots that is dropped from the Husk in Imperial Part 2. This is the free version. If you want like some of the best boots in the game, this is the free one you want to get. All it takes is either for you to craft it or for you to farm and take some time out of your day to try to go for. This is the one that I use typically the most because it gives more damage, more health, shadow pip chance, and now it gets power pip. Is the Gulcher's Whole Pack boots, which is, I would say, the best boots in the game. I think everyone would agree with me that this is probably one of the best boots in the game. It gives a lot of resist. That's what sells you. A lot of damage, especially for how much resist it gives you. Gives you a little bit less health, a little bit less power pip, and a little bit less critical. But it makes up for the resist and the damage. Okay, the wand, there's 2 wands that I use, and this is something I've been working on. But my main one is the Fortune Tower wand, which I believe you get from the Tails Whole Pack. It's the Darkmoor pack that is in the game. I think it's only 120 for now. I think the next update will probably buff it to 130. But I use this one just because it gets 5 pierce, it has a melee cast, but it also has a lot of critical. But if you want a free ROM that all it takes is for you to grind the game out, I would recommend the Reveal Crafting one, which is the one I have right here. You do have to craft for it, and it's very hard to get. Like, you have to get participation trophies, which is the hardest thing to get in the game. It costs 800 arena tickets, and you need 5 of them, so it does take a while. But if you want a free one, go for this one. Plus the sockets, the square circuits that you get are probably actually also the icing on the cake. But if you want to go and spend some money, you want the best possible stats you can have, go for the Fortune Teller's wand. In my opinion, it's the best one. But you can also go for this one as well, and you can still be just as good. So my theme I used to use the Moganth one, which the Moganth one I don't really think is better than the current one which I have found for the past couple of days, and the reason why you haven't seen my Ice Wizard or even me doing videos as much for the past couple of days is because I have been farming and grinding to get this Amberlight right here, a theme right here. And this is the Darkmoor theme. I forgot the boss's name, but he's the first boss that you fight in the graveyard. He drops us a theme, and the reason why I like this a theme so much is, one, it gives accuracy. That's really what sold me, was the accuracy. Because I had like 1% chance of fuzzling before I had this a theme, and now I have like 0% chance of fuzzling unless I get mantled or something. So I have this one. I just rake it a lot. But the downsides of using it, if you're a Ice Wizard, is that it gives 1 less damage compared to the Moganth Amulets. Now the Amulets are kind of hard, okay? I have 3 Amulets that I lock in between all my videos. I had used, before this, I used the Grand Prophecy. This is the Moganth Amulet, which is, I think, the most sought after amulet, and I would say probably overall the best. But also I have the Rasputin Amulets, which I would say gives a lot of resist and also a lot of block. That's the reason why I use it so much, because of the block and the resist. You can use that as well. But what I'm using right now, and what my favorite amulet is, and what I'll be using from this point on, is the Amulet of Netherwear. This is the first time you fight Shane Von Shane, in that bat version in the upper halls. He drops this. There was a glitch to get past it, and it still works, by the way. I've done it. But this is the best amulet to get, and because the reason why I think it's the best amulet to get is because I rely on a lot of Pierce, and you will see my Pierce here in a minute here. But I want this sort of like the most amount of Pierce I can have, and this gives the most amount of Pierce to get. So if you're like a Stone Wizard or a Fire Wizard, I recommend for you to go and get this if you can. Now the rain is kind of, I only have 1 rain that I use. Well, I do have a Celestial rain, which is the Alpha Omega rain, but that's not what I'm talking about, which is the Duelist Daredevil rain. This takes some time for you to get. You have to get, I forgot how much arena tickets it is, but I think it's in the 1,000. I think it's like 5,000, 4,000 arena tickets. And go for the level 100 one, not the 130, because the 130 does not give Pierce. The reason why the Duelist Daredevil rain is so good is because it gives 6 Pierce, 11 damage, and it's more damage than this one gives. But it also gives jewel sockets, which is also what makes it really good. Now my pets. So my pet, I have had a different pet, which was, where is he? This ice bird right here. He's a triple-double ice pet. I'm not going to go super in-depth about it, but I will show you that I did make a new pet this past double pet XP. This is a plus 10 deal without the jewel socket. I can't get the plus 65 jewels, so don't laugh at me. But I have this guy. He's kind of good. I'm happy with how he turned out. He's a plus 10, like I told you. I just can't get the plus 65, so he will be a plus 10 until I get the plus 65 strength jewel. So yeah, the reason why I like this one over my Ice Bird is because this gives me a Blade, a Bubble, and also a World of Winter attack, while this only gives me an Ice Bird. Now, you can use either or. The pets don't matter, okay, as much as your everything else does. Like, your pet is completely optional. There's no real best pet for PvP. But yeah, my deck. My deck, I took some time off as well, and this is something I've been working on, same with my Amulet, my theme, and everything, which was, I tried to get the Rasputin Triangle deck. Now, there's the new Paradox deck that you can get in Imperial Part 2, which is good. There's the Omen deck, which I think is the best overall deck in the game, in the Rasputin deck. So the next part that I'm going to go into is my stats. So, like I said, my stats could probably be, honestly, a little bit better, but I feel comfortable with what I have right now. And I would say it's decent for, like, an Ice Wizard, especially for 130. But, let's go into the stats. So, I have 118 damage. That's pretty good for the Ice Wizards, especially for 130. I have 60 Universal Resist, which is, I think, good. I should probably get a little bit higher, but 60 is fine for me. That's perfect. 20 Accuracy. I also have 500 Critical, which is only has 33% chance of hitting critical. So 1 out of 3 spells are critical. That's kind of okay. Like a couple years ago, this would probably be like 80%, like no matter the school. But now, since they've been nerfing critical, when you get past level 100, it's only 33%. My black, 7%, which is not that good. But black isn't really all that useful, neither is critical anymore. It's still useful sometimes, but it's not like as important as it was a couple years ago. So, and also my armor piercing. My armor piercing is 35, okay? And the reason why I like to have such high armor piercing is because, one, I like to strike and everything. I want to make sure my opponent does not have any resist left, and I also want to make sure I can pierce through all of those shields that they can pop, because typically now, especially for like PvP, people always have war pets, and the war pets that everyone always has is either fire, storm, balance, and ice. Those are like the ones that everyone always has. So I feel like you need to have a decent amount of pierce. I know, like, for any other school, you can get like an insane amount of pierce, like 40 pierce, 50 pierce. But for Ice Wizards, you can't get that much. So I have 35. And my power pip chance is 105. My sharp hip chance is at 7%, which I think is fine. But also, yeah, that's it, pretty much. My pip conversion is something that you shouldn't worry about. But it's 3%, so that's not a lot. Now, this is my deck. My deck isn't really all that good. I need to make some changes to it. But typically what I do is I rely on strike. I haven't really much in my videos, but from what I'm going to be doing from this point on is I'm going to try to flawless a lot. I'm going to try to strike. So I have 70 pierce overall plus the 35 pierce that I have. Then I'm going to try to frostbite or something and then waver. And by the time that I do that, they should have like 0 resist. Because I'll get through all of it, and it should do a decent amount of damage. And that's basically my playstyle, is go very defensive, okay, and to rely on pierce. So, yeah. In my side deck, I have nothing special in it. I need to fix it a bit more. I was doing some quick match trainings this weekend, so that's why it actually isn't fully maxed out. But always have one reshuffle in your side deck. I cannot tell you how important having this one reshuffle in your side deck is. But always carry something like Ice Bird in. Also, Frozen Bats is also very useful to have. Carry Waver and Winter Moons in my side deck as well. Enchanted, by the way. I recommend enchanting some spells and putting those in your side deck as well. But yeah. Alright, so thank you for everyone for watching this video. I know like not a lot of people are going to probably watch this video. I will try to answer every question that I get about this, at least to my best of my ability. Sometimes I do misunderstand some of you guys, so I will try to help as many of you out with like understanding and where to follow and the strategies and everything. And so yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you guys in my next video.